I'm Jack.
Hi, I'm Jack.
What is it about Jack Harlow that helps him tap into his flow state? This is what we're gonna find out in today's video.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy and I'm a flow state coach.
Water guy. Big water guy over here.
Which means that I help you feel better and perform better, okay? Today we're breaking down Jack Harlow, okay? I know you guys have really requested for this one, so I'm gonna break it down, specifically that scene where he approaches Sweetie, as well as just his general vibe. Let's break it down, okay? This is from my flow state coach angle. Obviously, I also listened to Jack Harlow. One of the things that I was very mindful about when I was doing this breakdown is I noticed this guy's trajectory, right? Though flow state requires a maintenance over time. When you just have like little flow states and you're not causing any microflow, you're not gonna cause that ripple effect or that momentum upwards. So you'll find him calling himself by Mr. Harlow back in the day, where he would put out these music videos and he sounded just as authentic as he did in those music videos than his future ones.
Middle class neighborhood, yeah, that's where I started. And my neighbors riding around shopping at the farmer's market.
As a fan who discovers his music, you might start to go back and look at his older music, okay? The way I describe Jack Harlow is he has this kind of popular kid type of confidence, right? You understand that he's a genuinely smooth and kind person. I also believe that you get this sense of altruism, that he's not trying to flex, but he's actually in it for the good of his heart and the good of Louisville, his people. And this kind of stuff isn't popularized or, you know, manufactured authenticity. It seems like if you'd meet him on the street, you would get along with him. And he speaks the way that he raps in a sense too. So there's this genuine, like, kind of sporadic authenticity. There's also a kind of sporadic confidence, which is kind of ADHD style of confidence that you just like random little, you know, anecdotes and outbursts and popular culture jargon type of things, right? I think when he raps, he really knows when to take pauses, and that comes across in his vibe of presence that he creates. He also doesn't take himself very seriously, okay? A lot of rappers out there, they're taking themselves way too seriously. For instance, he'll say ridiculous stuff like this, okay? Notice here how he responds, okay? Like, this is not... Like, you can clearly tell that he's joking, but at the same time, it's like people wouldn't do that on social media, right? But his authenticity comes across because he's like, I really don't care. He does have this I don't care attitude, and I think that's a part of his flow state magnetism, his nonchalance, his ability to kind of willingly walk away from saying something ridiculous. It's like, there's that other encounter with where he told Doja Cat that I love you, right? It's just random. Like, it's like this very weird kind of creepy, cringy beta male type of thing. But I don't know, when he does it, there's something very endearing about the way that he approaches this. So,
thanks for this.
Love you. Oh man, I've had a crush on her for months.
So I want you to watch this scene and let's break it down together, okay?
So Weedy, how it feel doing numbers?
Hey, girl, what's up?
Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
Jack.
I know.
So the first thing I notice is that he swoops in like a hawk. There's another guy behind him, if you notice right here, right? And he looks at Sweetie as well. But Jack has that 3-second rule in his mind. He has that sense of confidence, like, I'm going to see something that I like, I'm going to go for it, right? That's masculine energy. That's masculine polarity. So first of all, he leans in immediately, right? And this also gives her an emotional spike because he's this way, like inches away from her face, right? In a sense. Now, I'm not recommending that you do this. However, he does have the character to back up his grand displays. He gives his hand forward. Hi, I'm Jack. I mean, this is like the classic, like, you know, he doesn't have a pickup line. You know what I mean? He's just like, hi, I'm me. There's no need to hesitate. There's no hesitation. However, it's interesting because Sweetie spots out his hesitation to try and challenge him. How does he respond to the challenge?
How you know? You don't like getting caught off guard?
Why you shaking?
Am I?
He says, how you doing? You don't like getting caught off guard? She doesn't respond with the challenge. He actually responds with a challenge first. And then she's going, why are you shaking? Very interesting to note here, guys, okay? make sure you notice these little nuances. If she responds in laughter, you're doing something right. Okay? Because the thing is, like, his energy, his vibe is infectious. Of course she's gonna laugh. Of course she's gonna laugh, because when you look at him, when you look at his face, you know that he has some kind of inside joke. You either want to be him or you want to be around him as a friend, right? Like, that's the vibe that you got to give off when you're tapped fully in, tapped into your golden shadow, okay? Which is something I can help you with, by the way, so reach out.
To the shade room. Right, roomies, we got Jack stepping into the shade room. How are you doing today?
So notice right here, when he gets called into the shade room, right, he's not even looking at the woman who's speaking at first. He has this distracted rock star nonchalance confidence, right? Again, he's like looking away somewhere. He's taking his time, and then he turns around, okay? My time is valuable, okay? I'm not here to sit around and give interviews. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to rub shoulders. I'm here to do my thing.
And shaking hands and rubbing shoulders and having a good time.
So for being called out, he owns it completely. And he says, hey, yeah, that was just me saying hello. Right? I guess you can't say hello nowadays.
Was that you shooting your shot at Saweetie?
That was me saying hello, but you can't say hello these days, I guess.
And this mentality, this vibe is like, hey man, I was just doing me. You can't stop a lion from being a lion. It was a nice hello, you know? It was like smooth. It was like, you know, what is she talking about? She's talking about this quality that he has, right?
It was a nice hello, like a real smooth hello.
I'm a nice person.
It's a very slight flirtatiousness that he carries within his aura, but it's also a playfulness. Notice that. Notice that the way he's coming across, right? You can tell this guy used to work at Chick-fil-A. I'm telling you guys, you can tell this guy used to work at Chick-fil-A, used to crack a bunch of jokes, you know, with his coworkers. Like, I get that. I get that vibe from him, and it's very, very down to earth.
That's a friend. That's a friend vibe.
It's a friend vibe. Well, what are you looking?
Man's just friend zone Saweetie. You see what I'm saying? This is the aura of this guy. Mr. Jackman. Okay? That's his real name, by the way. Mr. Jackman. Are you saying that you have friend-zoned Saweetie? Yes, it's a friend vibe. Taoist remark of, you know, 70% of energy and 30% energy maintenance. Okay? So he's giving it his 70%. His 30% is kept for his aura and his glow. I got that little anecdote from studying Tai Chi. Shaking hands and rubbing shoulders and having a good time.
Shaking hands and rubbing shoulders and having a good time.
You see the rhythm of how he's keeping her engaged in the conversation. He's not like, yeah, I'm here to just rub shoulders. I'm here to, you know, have a good time. He has a rhythm in the way that he speaks, and it almost sounds like he's rapping. Okay, but that's his natural beingness. It's his buoyancy as a character, right? It's the way that he goes about and operates in the world. So that's naturally coming across in this. And that's what we like about this. That's what we find it so endearing, because we feel like, hey, we could have easily done this too, but it takes a big set of balls, right? And so we respect that as men, or as maybe as women, even, oh, he's cute or whatever you got to say about him, right? There's a type of youthfulness and exuberance in his quality. There's a pep in his step. At the same time, he's laid back. That's the vibe. He sounds like someone that you would go to high school with. Like, he just seems like a popular kid automatically. One thing that stood out to me in terms of Jack Harlow's vibe was he has this kind of assuming familiarity quality, where when he talks to people, he speaks to you like you're a friend from ages back. And I think that really disarms a lot of people and makes them feel easy and comfortable in his presence. Like, I don't know what that vibe is, but if he can get away with singing Fireflies at his own concert, like, it's this weird sense of humor where you're like, what?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did those over here.
What?
You used to have this He-Man castle.
What?
That's the kind of genuine response to his humor and comedy, right? Would be, what? What? That. Just simply that. There's something about the way he carries himself that allows you to be on his team or on his side. It's quite an interesting paradox, because he actually tries to get himself out of the flow state in order for him to get into the flow state. So he's almost like expecting for it to mess up, and then he autocorrects it using his presence. It's almost this collaborative nature. He's in his own flow state so much that he doesn't even recognize his own cringy, ridiculous things that he's saying. I feel he's just going with whatever is that true north and just speaking it through nonchalance, reserving that 30% back to keep him saturated. Only 5 rappers have more monthly listens than him on Spotify. Like, that's wild to me. You know, clearly there is a success strategy that he's following. I think it's also cool that he's not so opposed to making commercials and things like this. Like, he really just wants to amplify and get his voice and sound out there in any way that he can. He's there to chase the bag, and he owns that. You know, he's not like hiding from the fact that he's chasing a bag. No. It's like, yeah, I'm about to make some money right now. Let's go. Like, that is the energy that you want for wealth accumulation. You don't want to be like this guy who's like, you know, again, he's not chasing it from the level of like, it's a pure cause. He believes in himself, and that believability that he has in himself creates his presence.
I like a tall rapper.
I love a tall rapper.
Also, it's kind of strangely endearing that he has his best friend along his side on his journey and quest, almost like a dynamic duo. I think that's another thing that just adds to his authenticity and flow state. If he can pick up an air purifier and have a full-fledged, you know, conversation with you while looking at an air purifier, I think that's honestly something where you need flow state in, right? You can't just talk about an air purifier and not be in that state.
The bag is like, it's just like, it's not built for a man to open, but I do use these to open certain like sturdy chip bags.
This is actually a real dilemma, right? And that's why we relate to it. We're like, yeah, sometimes those freaking chip packets, like, they don't make them to open. As he's saying that, I'm like, hey, yeah, I get you, right? And that resonance of the more personal you can share and the more authentic you can share, other people are gonna recognize that quality within you, okay? Don't have this like kind of like ego on your shoulders that you're carrying throughout your life, right? Like, oh, I'm trying so freaking hard to be cool. That's actually uncool.
Intense head. I'd rather you just massage it. I had a lot of cartoon characters that used to get me sexually aroused as a kid.
Okay. So this man is dropping jokes. Whether that's real or not, I don't care. It's entertaining. I'm sure some guy listening is like, oh yeah, the reindeer. Yeah, she was hot. Like, but at the same time, you're getting like, this is a rapper? So he's transcending the boundaries of rap, and he's in his spirit. I think he's in his spiritedness. I think that's what helps. He has like a Tumblr guy effect on people, I think. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he has that kind of rustic quality, but it's so new school. He's a walking paradox, right? But he has a wholesome quality about that. It's very difficult to explain, but I've tried my best to break him down in this video. I hope this helps you out today. I hope it gives you a new perspective on ways that you can adopt this kind of character in your own style of seduction, or even just conversationally as a person, right, on this planet. So I hope this helps you out today. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you, and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Upward Spiral Gang.